Set the stage. All right, everybody. Hello and welcome. You are here for how to strategize and execute your job search with ChatGPT in 1 hour. My name is Albert, founder of Albert's List, and we're here to help you make the most resilient professional possible with AI job search and side hustle opportunities. So, what we're doing here today is we're going to be talking about how you can execute on ChatGPT and use it for your benefit. And so, one of the things that many of you have probably experienced before in the past is our webinars on AI. So, tonight we will not be talking about AI from a conceptual standpoint, and we will be instead executing upon it. And so, tonight we have Jerry here who has stood up to be our volunteer. I have no idea what Jerry does. I have never met Jerry before until this very moment when he decided to volunteer, and I'm glad that he's been willing to do so. And what he's currently doing is he is updating his resume, and he is going to send that over, and we're going to go ahead and plug it in into our handy dandy trusty AI systems. So here's how we're going to do this tonight. We're going to run four concurrent job searches, one on ChatGPT 5.1, one on Gemini, one on Grok, and because I bought Typing Mind, which integrates a bunch of different AI systems over the weekend, we're going to also use Claude Sonnet, I think, and that's going to also allow me to use up to, well, I'll just use Claude Sonnet for up to 1 million tokens. And so it's my hope that with this, we can see how AI can properly be used across all the various different AIs that exist out there. And we're going to start with a few things. And so number one, Jerry's going to give me his resume. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and upload that resume to these various systems, and we're going to work off of it. And we're going to do a couple of things. So we'll get to those when we get to those. And for now, Jerry, how's everything going over there? Go ahead and.
Okay, just give me a couple of seconds here. I'm just waiting for this to sync. It's sync on my OneDrive, and I'm gonna go ahead and send it right. I'm gonna go ahead and send it right now.
Okay, perfect. Cool.
Okay, no problem. Okay, okay, this is weird. It's still syncing.
And any chance I can get you to turn your camera on?
Oh, sure, no problem.
Yeah. I'm going to be interviewing you with the help of AI through this entire process.
Sure, not a problem. Can you see me?
Yep, I can see you. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, excuse me here.
Are you on your phone or?
On my phone. If you want me
Mm.
to do it, if you want me to switch to my desktop, I can switch to the desktop. It's no problem.
Oh no, it's no problem either way. Just I'm just looking to hopefully you can send your documents through your phone, or are you just sending it on your desktop?
Sure, I can send it to the phone.
Okay. I mean, either way. I can get it from the chat if you want to send it to the webinar chat.
Okay, sure, not a
Yep.
problem.
Yep. Cool.
Sorry, I apologize for holding up the progress.
Oh, no problem. I had you coming on last minute.
Hey, not a problem.
What do you do for work, just for sort of an early summary?
Right now I'm working. Right now I work in the vending industry, but
Okay.
previously I was working in cloud. So I was, work for a cloud support technician for two
Okay.
years for a cloud solution provider, and
Okay.
before that I was working for a uh, point of sales company. I was working for point of sales. So
Oh,
I was
okay. So
working with
you've
them for like 10
been
months.
a lot of hardware type of work is hardware
Yes, it
IT?
was hardware. That's correct.
Okay. Gotcha. Cool. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be a good one, I think then, because right, we got a lot of IT people that are getting displaced by AI and all sorts of things, and so I think we can definitely see what's possible here with everything.
Sure, not a problem.
And given that I just learned that, it'll be really interesting to see what AI has to say because up until then, I had no idea that you were doing that,
Oh,
which makes
yes.
it all the more fun. In the meantime, for everyone who's watching in the chat, if you have any questions, let me know. If you have any comments, let me know. If you also have any of your own AI hacks when it comes to running your job search through one of these AIs, I'd love to hear your own best practices as well. So we'll get started here shortly once I get the resume from Jerry.
And, oh, that's time. Oh, here we go. Hey, you know what? I think I could do it. Shit, let me see if I could do it like this.
Okay.
What is your, let me see, let's see here, documents. Okay, let me save this. Okay,
Here's my
this
email.
will
Yeah.
work. Okay, this will work right here. I just had to save it as a PDF, so I'm gonna go ahead and save it as a PDF.
Okay, sure.
Okay, cool. No problem. All right, let me go ahead and send this to myself, and then after that, I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay, cool.
All right,
Or if you
cool.
want to, you can also, okay, yeah, since you're on your phone, yeah, send it to yourself. Cool. We'll get
Okay,
started shortly, everybody. Thank you so much again for joining us.
okay, okay. Just sent it myself. Okay, perfect. You want me to send it to you through the chat?
Yeah, you can send it to the chat, yeah.
Sure, no problem.
Um, the ATS score with ChatGPT gives, how relevant is it to similar to the ATS systems of other companies? I don't really take much stock in that because I don't think ChatGPT ties into that. So, I don't really know how much we'd get with that. Now, for the other question, is Typing Mind another version of ChatGPT or Grok? Typing Mind is one of these I guess you could say, compilation solutions, right? So I can get access to all sorts of, I can even go back to, I think, ChatGPT o1 and the o3 as well to just test everything here, including also ChatGPT 4.1. So it's got access to all of these AIs and then the older AI platforms. Um, and it just kind of gives you access to all of them, although you do have token limits, right? So for mine, because I have ChatGPT and Gemini, this is kind of use as you all want. But yeah, for this one, it's not necessarily that. And then for Grok, I'm just using the free version of Grok, although I may just go ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and sign in. So Jerry, did you send me anything or?
I'm just about to send it to you right now.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay,
I'm gonna go ahead and log into my email. And since
okay.
it's just 19 of you, okay, nice. All
I
right,
just sent it to you.
cool. Okay, sweet. I will refresh and you can all see my email for a quick moment. Um, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so Steve, for a lot of these AIs, if you use them on third-party platforms, there's only a certain limit that you can work up to. And so you have to pay more for those extra tokens. Um, okay. Starbucks manager. Nice. Okay. All right, cool. So, the other thing that many of you can do if you'd like is I'm not actually sure. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. All right. So awesome. Cool. I'm gonna download this resume here. You're gonna watch me do all that. We're gonna put it on the desktop. And so, all right, cool. We are ready to get started. I want to thank everyone again for joining us this evening. It is good to have all of you. It is good to have all of us being able to learn AI at once together. And so here's how it goes. Jerry has sent me his resume. I have not met Jerry until at least 5, 10 minutes ago, and he is looking to do his job search, and we're going to do it and prepare it through ChatGPT as well as all these other AIs. The premise of what we're doing here tonight is really founded upon the notion that it takes us a lot longer than we think to prepare for our job search. I heard up to at least 3 weeks over the summer this year, and that's what inspired me to do this webinar. Because I think with AI, you can definitely accelerate the process so much faster. And so we picked out a volunteer who is Jerry here. And what he's going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and go through the job search process and we're going to create prompts and we're going to use these multi-shot prompts to prepare the job search along the way. I've never seen his resume. I didn't meet him until 5 minutes ago, until I just mentioned. And so we're going to work through that and see what kind of strategy it builds for Jerry as we go through. So, Jerry, I don't know if you want to come back on camera or come off mute, but I'd love for you, if you're willing to, introduce yourself. And this has nothing to do with really the AI aspect of it yet, but more so for you to just give yourself a chance to promote yourself in front of an audience of engaged webinar viewers and just introduce who you are, what you're looking for, perhaps how people can help you out.
Sure, no problem, Albert. Yes, my name is Jerry, and right now I'm working in a different field, which is I'm working at the vendor field, which is unrelated to IT. But what I'm looking for is I'm looking forward to get back into IT, whether it is desktop support or whether if it's system administrator. That's basically what I'm looking for. And also, I'm studying some more Azure certifications, like the Azure Virtual Desktop and the Azure Administrator, as well as Docker.
Okay, so we're gonna use some of those answers later on. And are you fairly dead set on going into these areas for your work, or are you also flexible to what else might be available?
I'm very flexible.
Okay. All right. So what we're gonna do now then is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna upload Jerry's resume. You'll see it here now and it's loading, and we're gonna do this with all the other ones. And what we're going to do for me, whenever it comes to a career or a job search, one of the things that I think about now is just how many things one could do and all the options that people have available. It's kind of the A through D principle that we have. And the first thing what we're going to do tonight is we're actually going to go through an initial question and answer process with ChatGPT. And for those of you who are interested, what I'm also going to do is for the chats that are publicly available for me to share via link, I'm going to go ahead and share that at the end. Actually, I should say first, Jerry, I'm going to share that with you primarily. And are you okay if I share that with other people as well, the prompts that we use?
Sure, sure, not a problem.
Okay, awesome, wonderful. Oh, wow. Okay, welcome, Brian. Glad to see an angel investor on here. So this is awesome. Okay, so what we're going to start with is we're going to use ChatGPT as a career advisor, but more to that, we're going to do it in a structured manner. So we're going to say, um, I am doing a job search with the attached resume from Jerry White. And what you're also able to do for those of you who are watching in the attendee aisle today is I also encourage you to download your own LinkedIn, download your own resume, and follow along with the prompts. Of course, with AI, everybody's going to get a much different answer because it's your own resume and it's your own experience. What I want you to take away from those lessons is basically how each of these prompts can be helpful for what you're going to do. And so what we're going to do here is reset the context, right? I'm doing a job search with the attached resume for Jerry White. Um, he is an IT professional who is looking to strategize and execute upon his next job search. And then that next aspect of this is what we're going to say is act as if you are a career coach. And if you wanted to say a name of a career coach you admire, you can put that in here too. Um, and help determine the scope of this job hunt. Interview me one question at a time and him understand help me understand um, help me understand um, the potential outcomes of what he can do, right? So we're gonna use ChatGPT here for that interview process. And then the next thing we're gonna say is output the following. We're gonna say um, relevant roles and responsibilities, possible employers that Jerry can work for. Um, let's see, LinkedIn post ideas based on resume and interests. And then let's just say for a fourth one, who Jerry, who Jerry can network with and at which events of interest. And so one of the things, oh, thank you. Yes. And one of the things we're going to do here is we're also going to connect this to web search so that we can get the latest. So I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this prompt, and I'm going to go ahead and run this on several different AIs. So we're about to do this on overdrive. Um, and we're going to see how each of these comes out to be. And then we're going to do that here. And we're gonna, oh, I need an API key here. Okay. So this actually may not work as easy as I thought it would. So because I probably need to figure out how to use this better, I'm actually going to go ahead and abandon typing mine for now. Is everyone okay with Grok, Gemini, and ChatGPT only? I want to make sure I'm not making anyone who may be super interested in in Anthropic or Claude to be the one that, we end up using. Okay, so let's see. Um, so ChatGPT starts by asking about your core strengths, skills, and preferences, interest in management versus hands-on, and then mapping out the relevant roles. Um, okay. And then Gemini says already reads the resume. So that's interesting that it went already over there. And then under Grok, it also went into the roles and responsibilities as well based upon that. Oh, wow. And it already gave me all sorts of outcomes, even though I'm asking for an interview. Okay, so we might come back to this one a little bit later. Okay, so I'm going to actually ask ChatGPT to go a little further here. Review the attached document. There should be enough data to infer what Jerry is capable of doing here. Okay, so let's see what Grok is continuing to do here. Okay, so wow. Okay. So okay, wow. They're actually going into already a lot of different things. And Jerry, you're located in Raleigh.
That's correct.
So I work at SAS remotely here from California.
Oh, nice. Yeah, SAS is actually SAS is located in Cary.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But you're just a drive up the 40 over to SAS headquarters.
Oh, definitely
Um,
yes.
so I'll just add
Hmm.
on that, and if you find anything at SAS, I'm happy to refer you. So I'm happy to
Sure.
help you with that. That's really
Sure, I
cool.
appreciate
Yeah,
it. Yes,
absolutely.
sir.
Yeah, cool. Okay. All right.
Now,
So what's up?
I got a quick question. It was something I intend to mention. I noticed when I did some job searches, especially on Indeed,
Yeah.
some of them ask about the if you use like ChatGPT.
hmm
Now, when it comes to answering that question, do I need to answer as a no or
Do you use AI in your day-to-day or even your personal?
I use a little bit of AI. I'm still, I'm still learning.
Yeah.
I'm still learning AI.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think you can say yes. Um,
Mhm.
right? Because I mean, it's still a very new thing and people do a lot with it. Wow, really? Oh, interesting. Apparently, okay, try this again. And then I'm just gonna copy and paste this. ChatGPT is being weird here. So let's see what happens here. Still no luck. Okay, so I'm gonna look you up on LinkedIn if that's okay.
Sure. Sure, not a problem.
Exactly. Although, what's your LinkedIn? Do you have a LinkedIn
Oh, I
profile?
just sent it. I just posted it on the chat.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, I think that's not it. Do you have a custom URL or?
You know what? Let me double check. Let me double check right quick.
You have to be current in SaaS to work there. So we are the ones who developed
Yeah.
SaaS, and I don't necessarily think you need to have work there, but if you are somebody who has like modern cloud development and related skills, then we definitely want somebody like you. So, yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Because I'm learning some labs through it used to be Cloud Academy, but it's called QA.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I worked
QA
at Cloud
uses
Academy back in 2018 to 2019.
yeah, and they got bought up by QA, just like
Hmm.
IT Pro TV, they got bought out by ACI Learning.
Yeah. So Christina, to answer your question, ChatGPT and Gemini are paid, Grok is free. So, all right. So Jerry, can you drop your LinkedIn? I'm just going to download your LinkedIn profile.
Okay. Okay, I
Uh,
just dropped it. Just submitted it again.
I don't think that's, yeah, I'm getting another, here, why don't you add me on LinkedIn and I'll just go to your LinkedIn profile that way.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, here's my LinkedIn. Cool. Um,
Mm.
I'll wait for you to add me here and maybe I'll look for you while I'm at it.
Okay, I just added you.
Okay. Okay. All right. We'll just refresh this and see where we can go with it. Okay. By the way, thank you everyone in the audience for being super patient. Oh, I think did Jerry just leave? Okay. All right. Let's hope he comes back. If he doesn't come back, I think I might have to pivot, but let me know. We'll see. Um, we'll see when he joins here. Oh, I'm gonna give him like 5 minutes to come back. Oh, he's back. Okay, cool. Hello, I thought you had left us. Okay. All right. Is this you? This isn't you, is it? You might be on mute. You're on mute. Oh, wow, there's a full moon tomorrow too. Oh shoot. Okay. Jerry, are you there? You're on mute.
Oh, okay. Okay, how about now? Okay.
Yeah. Yep. I do
Okay, it
not.
should be under Jerry White Jr.
Jerry White Jr.? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jerry White Jr. Is this is
Keep
you?
going. No, sir, that's not me.
That's not you. Okay.
Whoa. Whoa, it's a little different. Oh, this fifth one.
Oh, here we
This
go.
is it.
CompTIA
This is
certification.
me.
Okay, awesome. Cool. So what we're gonna do then is we're gonna save this to PDF. Um, and we're gonna do that. And what just gonna do again here is I'm just gonna copy this into here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just write the LinkedIn profile here, and we'll just work off of LinkedIn for now.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Okay, and attached LinkedIn. Okay, so I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna do a completely new Gemini as well. And I'm hoping that this can lead to something. Okay. Okay. So, all right. Let's go ahead and upload the LinkedIn profile. Um, and then we'll go ahead and do a completely new Grok instance. And then we'll go ahead and paste this. And here we go. All right. So that's the prompt that we're using. We're going to go ahead and run this again. And so, wow, really? Is ChatGPT breaking on me today? This isn't great.
Mm.
Wow. Okay. Uh, Here, I'm gonna try something different here. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna screenshot this and I'm gonna see what they have to say here. Okay. Wow. Okay. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Here's a screenshot of his LinkedIn experience. Can you work with this? Oh my goodness. Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
wow. Is my chat GPT breaking apart right now? Okay. All right. Sweet. Okay, cool.
Oh, man.
Available building blocks. Okay, cool. What this suggests, hands-on hardware and software experience. Perfect, perfect. What this supports now, cloud IT. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so okay, so now that you have this available for me, interview me slash Jerry one question at a time, and let's develop a job search strategy. Okay. All right. So that's gonna start going. And then now we have here, so interview question one, career direction. Given his experience as cloud support technician at Rapid Scale and customer engineer at NCR, which area of IT is Jerry most interested in pursuing for his next role? Cloud technologies, field services, hardware support, field engineer, or a role that combines both, perhaps moving toward a sysadmin or NOC analyst role. All right. And then this one, I think, is what specific industries or job levels is Jerry targeting the most? And then ChatGPT takes more of a soft approach. Where do you want to be in the next 2 to 5 years in terms of next career trajectory? Your answers to this will shape the types of roles and employers we target. Okay. So I don't know what the rest of you have gotten with your AI testing, but for us here, what we've seen is we're seeing a variety of kind of results for what we're seeing here. So one for Gemini, they're going straight into existing roles, while for I would say ChatGPT, they're looking for more of the career goal and overall piece. So, Jerry, given these answers here and kind of it's in a similar area, when you think about where you want to be next, um, any idea on where you want to be or a specific title or role? And we'll try and unify the answer for all three of these. And I'll just,
Sure, no problem.
yeah.
Yes, what I wanted to be, I wanted to be basically an Azure administrator since I worked on Azure a little bit more than I did with AWS. But
Okay.
that's exactly what I wanted to be.
Okay. Wants to be an Azure administrator with increasing responsibilities. Do you care about whether you're a manager or supervisor, or do you care about location or some kind of certain lifestyle with a job?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Mhm.
Management, supervisory doesn't matter. Flexibility, location doesn't matter. Stability or fast growth does not matter. Okay. All right. So this is going to be for the next little bit as we think about like how this whole entire interview process goes. All right. So what working towards an Azure admin means, ChatGPT is going to give a bunch of different areas here, what Jerry brings today, where he needs to build. Um, Okay. How much time and energy is Jerry willing to invest to bridge his current background to being employable as an Azure admin? Is he open to self-study and certification? Is he looking for a role he can take on immediately? Is he comfortable learning cloud networking, scripting, command line interfaces, or does he prefer a graphical user interface and hardware-related work? This will shape realistic near-term goals versus midterm goals. Um, Let's see. If you're ready, I'll ask question two. Ask question two. I think what you see with ChatGPT, it's very conversational in that sense. Let's come to Gemini. Gemini asks, to move into a dedicated Azure admin role, Jerry will need to demonstrate strong practical experience. Considering his most recent role as cloud support technician, what specific responsibilities did he have working directly with Azure resources? Knowing this will help highlight the most relevant experience and identify skill gaps to address. Okay, so did you have any specific experience with Azure when you were a cloud support technician?
We dealt with the AVD, which is the Azure Virtual Desktop.
Okay.
Previously, we dealt with the VMware HDAS, which is the Horizon Desktop as a Service. So they migrate away from that to using the Azure AVD. So I had experience with those, with
Okay.
dealing with the virtual desktops.
Okay. Awesome. So I'm learning a little bit every bit. So let's see. Okay, wow. So Grok, I think, just goes straight into it and even asks potential employers, LinkedIn post ideas, and then even goes into where you should network, which is kind of crazy. And it's also kind of giving you outdated events which have already passed. What salary range or benefits is Jerry prioritizing in this search? Okay, that's interesting. So it's going right into it kind of gave us all the answers at the start here, which is kind of fascinating. Do you have a salary range that you're targeting?
Anywhere between 65 to 80.
Okay, 65 to 80K a year. All right. To answer Shadi's question, how much do you trust those answers? I trust these answers, relatively speaking, because they're working off of this information. And I would say because I have not seen, I've just met Jerry here, I think the way that we'll look at these answers as well is to gauge from his standpoint whether they're accurate or not. If all of a sudden they start giving answers for marketing manager roles or financial analyst roles, then I think we'll be able to catch on pretty quickly. Okay, so question two, what is Jerry's current skill level, especially within these areas? Familiarity with operating systems. Has Jerry done any work or recently with cloud environments? Is he comfortable with command line tools like scripting? Does he have existing certifications that are even non-cloud or hands-on lab experience that could ease transition into cloud and system administration? Wow. Okay. Um, what I'm actually just discovering lifetime as I do this with you, Jerry, is
Hmm.
I think Gemini and Grok are really great at jumping the shark in being able to do a lot of really strong inference. And
Hmm.
ChatGPT is still catching up in terms of just saying like getting into the weeds with you to really start, which is really fascinating to me. I don't know if you've noticed that too as you've looked over the answers.
I noticed it. Yeah, I noticed it.
Yeah. So, that's just really interesting. And like what's relevant to the news this week is that ChatGPT feels like it's now fallen behind Gemini and has instituted a code red to try and catch up. So I think maybe it's evident in watching us strategize your job search that that code red is very much justified in a lot of ways.
Oh. Now, what about as far as like now I
Yeah.
heard that it was back in the summer that Microsoft's supposed to be
Yeah, they're investing boatloads of
working
money.
on an LLM. I think it's called Copilot LLM, if I'm not mistaken.
Copilot runs off of OpenAI, which is ChatGPT. And so Microsoft has a lot of money invested in that area.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, it's if OpenAI is falling behind, then Microsoft is also probably in danger too because they have a huge stake. Yeah,
Hmm.
so something to consider. So okay, so if we're going to answer this question, let's see. Um, yeah, we can just say, I guess your technical skill set level. Jerry's technical skill set level includes some Microsoft Azure Virtual Desktop, and some other areas of the cloud. Do you have any command line tool experience scripting?
I have a little bit of PowerShell experience because I'm doing it. doing in my own time,
Yeah.
as well as Docker.
Docker. Okay.
So I did practice with Docker a whole
Okay.
lot.
And then any certifications?
Not yet. I'm still trying to work on the AZ 104 and the Docker. I'll still try to work on those two, but I
Okay.
don't have a
Cool.
current certification as of right now.
Okay. Cool. So we'll just go ahead and enter that there. Meanwhile, Google Gemini is saying, okay, working with AVD and VMware from a VMware desktop as a service aligns perfectly with Azure Administrator. This is okay. It gives that experience. So the job search strategy, target roles that mention Azure and leverages hybrid experience. Possible employers include managed service providers, large corporations with hybrid cloud, IT and infrastructure vendors. Oh, wow. Okay. And it's already giving you the LinkedIn post ideas, the networking strategy, and literally just goes into that right here. Okay. Would you like me to draft a strong professional summary, or should we focus on optimizing a specific section of his resume first? Okay. So with ChatGPT, we're going to go ahead and end that here, or with Gemini, rather, we're going to go ahead and conclude that here because they have already gone ahead and provided the remainder of the strategy. So there's a networking strategy here, there's LinkedIn post ideas, and then there's relevant roles, and then possible employers. So as far as this first exercise is considered, Gemini has pretty much done what I've asked it to do. Now, if we go with Grok, Grok here, okay, relevant roles and responsibilities, it's given that already. Possible employers, it's given that already. LinkedIn post ideas, it's already here. And then relevant events. Oh, wow, it's giving next year's events with Visual Studio Live, some Microsoft 365 Community Conference. And then it's going into specific health benefits. So I'm not going to answer that question because I think we already kind of answered it with the salary here. So I think Grok is already kind of at the end as well. Um, Meanwhile, ChatGPT is back here. I feel like I'm watching one of those Internet Explorer versus Firefox versus Google Chrome ads. This is terrible. Okay.
Amazing.
All right, so recommended strategy. What Jerry should do next in the next 6 to 18 months. Pass the AZ4, build an Azure-centric portfolio, target entry-level junior cloud support, consider hybrid or transitional roles, consider building automation, and then leverage his background as a differentiator. Roles and responsibilities to target now, junior Azure administrator roles, cloud hybrid support technicians, that are migrating to Azure, help desk, and then field and remote support. Okay, so now they have a question three. Before I build a detailed job search map with employers, LinkedIn narrative, and networking, I want to clarify. What kind of companies or industries does Jerry prefer to work for? Does he prefer working in small to mid-sized companies, or nonprofits, or open to enterprise large? Does he have a preference for a particular domain? And is he open to contract or temporary or looking for full-time permanent staff roles? Okay, so we're going to work with ChatGPT here for a little bit longer because they are looking for those specific questions. So in terms of that, how would you like to answer these questions? Any preference on business type?
Small to medium, with that would be fine. Corporate is,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I have a love and hate relationship when it comes to corporate.
Yeah.
I would say small to medium slash nonprofit. That'll be fine.
Okay, perfect. And then any preference for a particular domain?
When it comes to me, what do you mean by that?
Like industry. So do you want to work in retail, logistics,
It
um,
doesn't matter. It
financial
doesn't matter.
service firms? Okay, no
You know
preference.
what? Financial would
Financial
be perfect.
services? Okay,
Hmm.
perfect. And then are you open to contract temp or full-time permanent?
We'll try full time permanent.
Full-time permanent. Okay, cool. And then we'll go from there. So, for those of you who are still watching, and thank you all for joining and staying, the main point of all of this entire exercise is we want to get super specific on what we're doing here. I think, what's interesting is that Google Gemini and Grok were both doing a very general approach. Um, there's nothing here about asking about industries. So we're kind of gonna, I guess, see where we go with all of that as we go down this line here. Okay, so target roles and responsibilities. Here's the first draft strategy given what we know so far. Azure Cloud Infrastructure Administrator, Small Business Finance, Cloud Hybrid IT Support Specialist for finance firms, Cloud Compliance Security Aware IT Admin for SMB Financial Services. Types of employers will be credit unions, local banks, fintech-focused small firms, community finance shops, nonprofit financial services organizations, and then small to mid-sized investment advisory firms, and then managed service providers. And now we get those LinkedIn profile posts. So here are some LinkedIn profile post ideas. And so basically, these are all the thought leadership posts that you should form. For those of you who are following along on your own AI versions, are you guys getting similar results to this based depending on the AI that you're using? Let me know in the webinar chat because I'd love to know where we stand with things. And then who to network with, what events to attend. We have IT leads, CIOs, IT managers at local credit unions, managed service providers, local SMB finance or fintech meetups or user groups, cloud, Azure, Microsoft focused user groups, nonprofit tech, or conferences. And then the assessment and feasibility for where he thinks is it is realistic for him to secure an Azure admin role in 3 to 9 months, assuming completes AZ 104. His hybrid background gives him an advantage, and then over 1 to 2 years with 1 to 2 years of experience, additional Azure or security focused certifications could evolve into a stable mid-level Azure admin IT operations engineer. Okay. And then potential challenges and risks of what to watch out for. Many financial industry firms require prior experience. SMB firms might not have mature cloud architecture. Competition will be higher, so focus on title or compensation initially, and then you need to clearly demonstrate applied cloud skills, ideally with a lab, side projects, or small deployments. So if you're good with this plan, I'll now draft a list of 8 to 10 job search targets, type of employer, role title, and a three-phase timeline for Jerry's job hunt and career growth. And so this is, I think, actually where ChatGPT probably does a lot better in the sense that it took a few more questions, but what it's also doing is that it's going to develop that strategy. And so what we're going to go ahead and say is yes. Um, Yes, please draft both. And so I think what we're going to get here is we're going to see the types of jobs and then we're going to see a timeline. Okay, Christina writes, I haven't signed up for any AI services, so I have no input to provide. Concerned about privacy. Totally understand that, Christina. AI might use some of this data to build off of their own systems. And so it is completely and totally natural to be a little bit suspicious. Um, and so, okay, so it's giving me role title, employer title, sample responsibility, and then why these make sense, and then career search and growth timeline. So it's basically giving us where you're going to be in 3+ years. Um,
Wow.
yeah, this is actually a lot more detailed than Grok and Gemini. So
Hmm.
I actually think it's pretty good in this sense here. So what this plan presumes, assumptions, risks, and what could delay it, um, and so forth. And cool. Okay. So if you like, I can pull up 10 to 15 drill job listings in the San Mateo Bay Area region that matches Jerry's profile. And I'm actually going to say here, pull up 10 to 15 real job listings in the Raleigh, Durham area. And so this is what we're going to go into now. The first question that we basically were doing was focused on the strategic interview piece based on what it is that you want to do. If you have no idea what to do, and you send out a resume and you start with "I'm clueless," it's going to take you down another different route, and there's likely going to be a lot more questions that are going to be asked. I'm going to go ahead and say I prefer this response. And so, okay, so they have a bunch of roles that are here. And so the next thing that I want to do actually is I want to go ahead and use one of these job descriptions. And we're going to use AI next as a hiring, or as an interview prep coach. So, do any of these jobs that show up here on the screen right now here sound interesting to you, Jerry?
I'm looking at a couple of them. They do sound pretty interesting,
Okay.
especially Truist and what was it? Truist
Truist. Where's the Truist
and
one?
Intel Networks. I saw that in the middle.
Oh, okay.
What was that? Truist Bank.
Oh, Truist Bank. Okay, so we're gonna go
Yes.
ahead and click on that. And it looks like where is that? Oh no, it's not showing up. Let's see if there's another one here. Let's see if this from a generic listing in the Raleigh Durham area. Let's see if the Insight Global one gets us anything. Really? No results? Okay. Let's see if we can find cloud engineer to Truist Bank job. Okay, so oh my Lord. Okay, so this is
I
maybe
guess the only small concern when it comes to the roles, you look at
yeah.
the job description, and then this, you're missing some of the software tools.
Right, and
Like,
this one is asking for 7+ years. Um, let's see. Cloud engineer, changing technologies, Azure cloud engineer, cloud administrator. Okay, so let's see. Oracle Fusion Cloud. Let's just type in Azure and see what we get here. Senior DevOps engineer, cloud virtualization engineer, senior and junior system administrator, Windows. Is this something that you could do?
oh, yes, I could do that.
Okay. All right. So here's this. This is a 6-month contract. Okay. So we are going to go ahead and let's just say this. Okay. So we found a job description for a job, and we're going to just say this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to copy and paste. And by the way, just for everyone, I also haven't forgotten the fact that you can use ChatGPT to update your resume as well. And so what I would mention here is because we went with Jerry's LinkedIn, we're going to sort of skip that. But what you can do in the process is say, write my resume or align my resume with the following job description. And then you need to review the resume and make sure that it's not hallucinating. So we're going to go ahead and say this, and we're going to say, act as if you are the interviewer for this job. Um, or rather, we're going to say, let's prepare for an interview for this job. And what we're going to say is, um, uh, help me prepare by creating a multi-column table that draws from the LinkedIn and uh, answers common interview questions. Okay, so how are we going to do that? We're going to say column A, the question type. So this would be star, hypothetical, situational, personality, etc. Column B, we're going to say the question itself. Column C, we're going to say Jerry's background and experience that helps answer. And then we're going to do column D, which is um, Jerry's answer that he will give verbally. And then column E rather, will be why this is a good answer. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste the second half of this. What you're going to do is you're going to have the job description beforehand, and you're going to say that we found the job description. So, Jerry, welcome back. So, what we have here is we're going to help you prepare for the interview for this particular job. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a multi-column, a 5-column table that addresses the question type you're going to receive, the question itself, your background and the experience that helps answer that question, the answer that you're going to give verbally or practice, and why this is a good answer. And so this is one of my favorite things to do on ChatGPT because it gets you super organized and kind of just prevents you from having to spend 2.5 weeks in brainstorming. So what we have here, right, is a behavioral star question, a technical question, a virtualization question, a cloud question, and then so forth. And because this is a more technical job, I think there's going to be some technical aspect involved here. So if we go ahead and go to this Windows Server Active Directory networking question, we're going to basically say, describe your experience with Windows Server administration, Active Directory, and so forth. And we're going to address that this is Jerry's PC technician background. And then we're going to see that the answer is I've worked extensively installing and configuring Windows desktops and operating system environments. While I haven't yet run large enterprise Active Directory domains, I'm comfortable with Windows Server basics, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so why this works is because it's honest, it acknowledges what's not yet enterprise level, but also a willingness to learn. And so that willingness and humility is often very much valued. Um, and so these are all really like, questions that you're going to get on a regular basis. There's another good one that's a personality soft skills question. Why are you interested in the position and why do you think you're a good fit? So Jerry's history of support work, hardware, software experience, and growing cloud knowledge. And so this is obviously a year mileage may vary, but this is going to address Jerry's hands-on IT support from refurbishing PCs for nonprofits to customer engineering work. And so if you want to take this and be like, hey, I want to address this question and I want to actually talk about something else, it's going to go ahead and update that answer here. And so, how do you use this table in an interview prep? You're going to practice answering aloud. You're going to be ready to adapt to it. You're going to use it as that foundation. And so, if you want, what ChatGPT can also do is generate 8 to 10 more likely interview questions. And now that I realize that, what I'm going to also do is I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this entire thing here into into Gemini and see what we get. And we're also going to do it inside of Grok, and we're going to see what we get as well. And we obviously have a massive text here, so this should look interesting in terms of what we get. All right, so um, yeah, Gemini gives you that multi-column table as well. And so what I encourage you everyone to do here is go through into these questions and make sure that these are on target in terms of what you have done and what you haven't done. And I would um, encourage you to also check those answers and update those answers. And for this one, you can also export it into Google Sheets. Grok also gives you this similar table as well. And so there's definitely a lot here that you can do. And so, Jerry, I leave the exercise up to you as to help you have you realize whether these answers are accurate or not. But in so far, what do you think about this interview prep doc? You're on mute, or I can't hear you, or your audio device is not working. Okay. Oh,
All right, can you hear me?
yep, I can hear you. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I think the entry is really spot on. I dealt with the Chat GPT, but
Yeah.
since you were telling me about Gemini, I may have to jump on Gemini just a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah,
But I
for
didn't
sure.
realize it was that intuitive.
We're just in a situation in the AI arms race right now where you kind of just have to bet on all of them because they all tend to like catch up with each other at some point. Although, I mean, who knows, right? I think I was speaking with someone yesterday who said that ChatGPT might be the first domino to fall. And so that'll be really interesting to see if it does. Yeah, cool. Okay, so that's one way that you can use your AI instance to be successful in your whole entire AI process. The other way that you can use this as well is you can use it as an interview buddy. So you're also going to do this next. You're going to say, I want you to now take on the role as the interviewer of this job. Interview me one question at a time, and then feedback, provide honest feedback for my answer. Um, Tell me if there is anything else I could have said to strengthen my response. Okay, so a little wordy, but we'll go with it. And so we're going to go ahead and copy and paste this prompt into these other two. And we're going to go ahead and see what we can say here. So, can you describe your experience with Azure and how comfortable you are with provisioning and managing Azure resources such as virtual machines, storage, and identity? Is, for example, using Azure Active Directory, resource groups, and monitoring tools. Um, yeah, so we're going to go ahead and actually just find the answer here because you do have the answer. And we're going to go ahead and just copy and paste this into here because we're limited on time. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and that's going to give us its answer. Let's see, it's going to take on the role. Can you describe a time where you had to troubleshoot a complex networking issue affecting server stability? Oh gosh. Oh, here we go. We have that answer in here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this. And we're going to see if it's a good enough answer for Google Gemini. Then we're going to go to Grok and we're going to say, can you walk me through your background and tell me why you're interested in this role? Okay. Um, we're going to go ahead and copy and paste this answer here.
Mm.
And for all of you, I want you to consider that you should type out something as you would say it. So ChatGPT is going to tell you what works in your answer. It's going to tell you what's missing. Um, and it's going to give you how you can strengthen that answer. And what you can say is, um, can you provide a complete answer that I can use for this question that will pass the smell test? Right. And so we'll have that in there. And then Gemini, with their answer, because I literally pasted it back, said that it was a solid answer. So I don't know if that's a little bit sycophantic, but you can work it through it that way. Grok was saying, okay, what was good, what held the answer back, and then how you could have structured it to score much higher. And then here's an example of a stronger answer. So Grok, what I like about it here is that they go ahead and give you that anticipated what's a better answer for what you might want to say. Um, Gemini does the same here. ChatGPT, I have to ask for that better answer overall. So that's a way that you can use ChatGPT as your interviewing coach. Has anyone used ChatGPT, Gemini, or Grok, or any other of your favorite AI platforms as an AI coach yet? I'm curious to learn more about that. Meanwhile, Jerry, what do you think?
Man, I'm a lost for words. This is a lot of great information.
Yeah,
And the crazy thing is, I went through interviews thinking that I'm prepared for the interviews, and then come to find out some of the answers I was prepared for, but then some of the other ones I wasn't that prepared for.
yeah,
And it was a whole bunch of job interviews. And kind of find out there's like
yeah. For
7 to 8
technical
other
roles, they
people.
find out pretty quickly, huh?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo.
It's
The
like you're
job
in and you're
search,
out in 15 minutes when they realize maybe you can't do it.
man, the job search is brutal out here, man. It's really brutal.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh.
you get the one interview, and then guess what happened? Oh, when you ask like, okay, what are the next steps? Oh, we interviewing like 7 to 8 more other people. I was like, wait, what? 8 more other people for the same job position?
Yeah. No, no. I mean, it's brutal out there. So let's see what else we can do here, right? So we have Sasonia, who's the senior technical recruiter for this particular role. And so the other thing what we can do here along the way is you can also say, let's pivot to networking. The recruiter on this role is at Robert Half. Um, compose a networking, compose a LinkedIn message to introduce myself and indicate my interest for this role, comma, given my background. So what we can do here as well is we can do some networking. And so we're going to go ahead and copy and paste that. We're going to copy and paste that as well here. And we're going to copy and paste that well here. And so we're going to see how well they do here, right? So um, obviously edit this role, edit this text because you want it to sound more human. If you also want to uh, s- to compose 3 to 4 alternative versions, you can do that as well. Um, and then this is a similar one here. Huh. Okay, and they're also giving you example videos that you can use. Oh wow. Oh my gosh, they're doing literal cover letters here on Grok. Okay, so I would say less of the Grok and probably more of the ChatGPT and Gemini, only because you do want to keep these initial messages fairly concise. And so, yeah, that's a little bit of job search strategy on ChatGPT. Let me see. Um, in the in the AI piece as well, what you could do if you want to, and I mean, I have 40 of these agents, so what I can do is, I mean, let's see, is there agents on here? Okay, there's deep research on here. No, we're not going to start a new chat. Can you do anything here? Nope. Can it do here? Okay. It can also think a lot harder. Okay, so um, what you could also do is you could have your agent do a little bit more work in terms of the job search process. So you can also say, um, I really want to get an understanding of the job market I am facing right now. Can you look through the IT job market in the Raleigh, Durham area, and give me an assessment of my prospects? Be blunt about my chances, right? So we're just going to do that here, and we're going to put an agent out there to do this work for us. This is especially if you're just thinking about like, oh, am I in a place where things are going to be good? Fast thinking with complex topics. Let's try this
Hmm.
on Gemini as well and see what we get.
Let's see
Um,
this. Okay.
so yeah, these guys are going to think a little bit longer, but we're going to see what ends up being here. Um, so we're now using an agent to go ahead and really do some sleuthing here on the state of the job search. Jerry, have you used any agents at all in any part of your job search yet?
I just use ChatGPT. I have not used
Yeah.
Gemini yet. I use the notebook LLM, but
Oh yeah.
other than I love LLM. I do love it.
Yeah. You could create whole entire things with it. And that's actually an area that I have not really gotten into as much as I want to. Um, but yeah, that's on the list somewhere here. Okay, so ChatGPT is restarting the task here. Ah, here's Google. Okay. The blunt verdict for late 2025. Your prospects are good but fragile. Okay. Currently hostile to pure entry-level candidates. But I guess you're projected to see 18 to 21% tech job growth through 2025. But entry-level hiring is collapsing around the country. Yep. Yeah, this is all very much understood here. Um, yeah. Based on recent hiring activity in Raleigh, these are specific entities you should target. Do not just apply online. Find people at these companies, Cloud Moyo, Insight Global, Red Hat, also your staffing agencies, and then the networking as well. Be careful, many meetups are dead zones. And then let's see, critical weakness to fix. Your resume shows cloud support technician, but your target is Azure admin. In this market, recruiters filter out support keywords when looking for admins. You must ensure your bullet points for rapid scale explicitly say provisioned, deployed, or managed Azure resources, not just supported or troubleshooted. So it's even going back to your resume and saying this is how it's going to work if you want to go find that job. What is
Mm,
Grok saying? Grok is saying strong tech hub. It's giving the numerical analysis here, and then solid openings, 100 to 96, 220 to 220 Azure admin jobs in the Raleigh-Durham area on Indeed, 70 Azure cloud admin roles on LinkedIn, and 42 on Glassdoor. So that's pretty good. Yeah. And then your chances are mediocre. Oh no, around 30, 40% for landing an Azure admin or similar role in the next 3 to 6 months without changes. Here's why. The market's decent but cooling with dips in postings and high competition for entry to mid IT spots from fresh certification holders, boot campers, and experienced folks pivoting amid layoffs. Your certifications and 2+ years at Rapid Scale are assets for junior roles, but the 13-month gap since November 2024 screams red flag. Recruiters will assume burnout, skill fade, rejection, pileups. Okay. Grok is out here just dragging us here, so that's unfortunate.
mm.
But yeah, I mean, do you having gone through this experience, uh, feel like these AIs have given you a good assessment of where you stand in the market?
This is like a pretty good trajectory, especially when it comes to assume burnout and the skill fade rejection pileups, which is something it's something I kind of like expected. That's why I went ahead and tried to obtain more certifications, so that way it will kind of like close the gap a little bit.
Yeah.
And not only just that, not only just that, I do want to, go back to volunteer work so that way
Mhm.
I can show that, hey, while I'm not in the IT role yet, but I'm doing volunteer work to keep myself relevant.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Cool. So this is kind of, let's see. Am I thinking, is there anything else? Is there anything else that those of you in the audience want to see tonight in terms of a a job search strategic piece, right? So we've determined we've determined what type of role that he wants to do. We've looked at interviewing. We've looked at a cohesive top level job search strategy. We've done interview prep, um, and so forth. Right. So, I mean, yeah, Steve. So with that, right, it's going all the way back to the top here, and you can look at this. ChatGPT is still working. If you go back all the way up to
Wow.
the interview questions, this at least gives you a decent idea, and it's going to pull it from likely various places like Glassdoor and such. And so that's going to help us out a lot. Um, yeah, and so if you're in the situation where maybe you want to pivot to a new job, that's going to be a new set of prompts. If you're looking at eventual culture fit, that's going to be another thing too. What prompts would you use? Oh, okay. So here's what I'm
Oh,
going to
that's a
go
good
ahead and do.
question.
I'm going to go ahead and share these links that we did publicly. So you're going to be able to see those prompts in here. Gemini is not going to let me share it, but Grok will let me share it. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the Grok and Gemini prompts here. Alexander
Okay.
asks, what prompts would you recommend if you're considering switching careers? Okay, so let's see. Oh, couldn't load resource. Okay, all right. So we're going to go ahead and stop this agent here because it's no longer being useful. Um, if you were to pivot into something completely new, Jerry, like that wasn't IT, what would you want to be doing? What would you think about doing?
Oh, that's a good question. I have not thought about that yet.
Okay,
That's a good question.
okay.
I can't load
I'm going to
conversation
say
with
I have
AI.
been reflecting on my job search and want to pivot from IT to, let's just say you want to do marketing. Um,
That'll work.
marketing. Um, interview me one question at a time to determine my career transition strategy. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to copy and paste that here. And we're going to go through the interview process again because we just want to actually figure out what this will look like. The ChatGPT link didn't work. Okay. All right. So what is motivating your pivot from IT to marketing? Let's just say I enjoy storytelling. I want to be more creative in my job search, and I love working with people. Let's just also say I have a small but growing following of 500 plus followers on TikTok. Let's just see how that goes. And then Gemini, that's a bold move. Interview question, marketing is a vast field. I have two, so roles like technical marketing, product marketing, the clean break. Okay, so I don't know. Let's say I'd be open to developer advocacy. Okay. And then this one is what motivated you to go most? We'll just go ahead and copy and paste that. Okay, so very natural foundation. Okay, so what you're gonna basically go through here is you're going to go through these various questions until you get somewhere. So I'm just gonna actually stick with ChatGPT for this one, and this will be our final exercise. Let's say content creation and product marketing and community building. Okay, so we have that here. And then we're going to say, now let's keep building your transition strategies step by step. When you imagine yourself working in marketing, which is the most energizing? I'm going to say something that probably goes closely with IT is understanding the product deeply. And then we're going to say, and because you're an analytical person, we're going to say C and E. Yeah, developer advocacy is a very, very good role because you get to stand between marketing and developers. And because you speak developer language, they will trust you a lot more. So imagine helping make a product make sense to other people. Let's do A, let's do B, and then I don't know, let's do F. Okay? So we'll go ahead and do that. And I'm just kind of speed running this because I want to get to the end and see what it says. When you think about community building, what types of products? So we want tech products, and let's just go with tech products. Um, yep, yep. Okay. Tech products vary a lot. Let's see. We want to go with let's go with cybersecurity, developer tools, and AI tools. Okay. What type of technical depth? Let's say you have high technical comfort. Becomes like a choose your own adventure, which I love. Okay, so you're becoming a technical product marketer with content strategy and developer storytelling. Then your career identity, who do you want to be? And I want to say a mix of the educator, the analyst, and the explainer. Okay, we're down to a few questions here. Okay, no problem. And then your preferred work style. Let's say you are somebody who enjoys collaborating, and you also like working independently. And so the output of all of this is going to be a resume or a couple of assets that help position you in that sense. What kind of company do you want to work for? Early stage startup, growth stage, mid-sized? Okay, so let's go with A, B, or um, A, B, or C. All right, let's go with that. Since he wanted the small, medium-sized business. And so here's the marketing transition strategy. So associate product marketer, content marketing specialist, developed marketing associate, technical content creator, community manager, positioning. Yep. Okay, so you're going to use this on LinkedIn. You're going to use this on there. You're going to sharpen these skills. and then you're going to target these companies based on what you see. And then the other aspect is we shared a LinkedIn profile image earlier. Can you adapt that to the career area that we want to go into? I think developer relations slash advocacy is what I am most interested in right now. Okay. So it's giving you that 90-day strategic transition roadmap. And now it's going to offer you the resume, the LinkedIn headline, the 30-day TikTok plan, and so forth. And so, yep, featured section, TikTok demos, even a simple GitHub repo, technical blog posts, experience section, and then where you are right now. Yeah. So I don't know if this is from the original image, um, but yeah, this is going to be something that you also have to consider and going back to look at. And then you have a LinkedIn calendar too of what you're going to say. So, Alexander, what do you think about this? So, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can share this again. Yeah, very powerful. I agree. Okay, so now this has been copied, and we're going to go ahead and paste this in here. And since we speed ran that, that's what we're coming out with. Okay, so any other scenarios that we want to put out there? We're about 90 minutes into this. Jerry, you are now somebody who's going to be applying for a developer relations role in case Azure doesn't work out. We've already built the plan here, and it's in the webinar chat.
Oh, sweet. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, is there anything else that you want to see in terms of planning, or do you feel like your plate's pretty good now, given what we've shown you today?
Yeah, I think the plate is pretty good now.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good for right now.
Yep. Okay, cool. Um,
It's,
any last words that you would like to offer to the audience that is still very engaged here? We still got 18 people on the line.
no, this is very amazing. So I have to do a little bit more with Gemini and ChatGPT, so that
Yep.
way I'll be prepared for the job search. I'll
Yeah.
probably, if I have any questions too, I have to definitely, you know, link up with you on
I mean,
LinkedIn.
right, this probably, how long did all of this take you before AI existed?
Hours,
Hours. Yeah, hours. Hours, weeks, probably even, maybe even
weeks.
months, depending on who you are.
Hmm.
Okay, cool. So for the rest of you, any questions, thoughts? Curtis asks, what is your preferred prompt strategy for researching an interview with a specific person at a specific employer? Ooh, yes, this is a good one. So let's say we were gonna go work at, I don't even know, is this a company here? Contractor, location. So let's see. Okay, so I guess you could say, let's say he was gonna come work for me at SAS. Um, I have, and let's just say I have found a developer marketing role that reports up to Albert Chen at SAS Institute in Cary, North Carolina. Um, I am interviewing with him next week. Can you give me a bio on who he is and what he's spoken, written, or written about. Likely interview questions that he will ask. Second degree connections that may actually, that's not a good one because we don't have a LinkedIn connector in here. But let's just go with those two to just start, right? And let's just see what it gives me, right? So it should be able to find me. Um, So, who am I? I'm a product marketing manager. I've held roles in content marketing, studied at Santa Clara. Outside of it, I also run Albert's List, so it knows about me on ChatGPT. He emphasized content marketing, storytelling, clarity, and messaging, and an educational content. Um, I value community building and connection. I've spoken about balancing product marketing with content marketing, and these are all past interviews and answers that I've given in certain places on the internet. So this actually does give you an idea. Let's see. There's my website, honest communication, and then likely interview questions, and then what I'm evaluating along the way. Um, yeah. And then what should you prepare? And then my assessment, your strong fit and why. And then you can go back into the interview process here as well, and so forth. So it's going to take a lot of what I've written and what I've said online, and then I think infer from that what exactly it is that the interview question would go towards, and then go from there. So that's also another way to get some research on somebody. Cool. Okay. So, yeah, this was a good and interesting prompt. Let me go ahead and share another version of it, and so you all can grab the link once this loads. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste it. If you are in the attendee window, feel free to click on this now so that you can save a copy for yourself and use these prompts. In the meantime, yeah, thank you so much, Jerry. I appreciate you hopping on last minute. I had no idea what you did, and in an hour and a half, we developed your whole entire career job search strategy, which is so cool. Um, so yeah, I want to once again thank everyone for joining us for this tonight. We are going to do this again in January, and we also have it again in February. So sign up, and if you're interested in volunteering, please follow me and let me know so that when we get closer to it, that you can join us. And we're going to just be doing this again next year, and we might also bring in some end-to-end workflows into the process as well. It will be the same thing in January and February, Christina. So I do invite you to come back. We may add some new things along the way, and so we'd love to have you again. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Shadi. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Jeet. It's good to have you all here. And we're gonna go ahead and yeah, and give Jerry a round of applause for volunteering. It was great to have him here. If you know anyone who's hiring for an Azure admin job or anything in IT, he's going to be a good fit for you. And a lot of you were witness to his background and experience tonight. So go connect with him, and we'll all see you all soon. Thank you all, and have a great rest of your night. Bye bye.